This video will walk you through setting up your ALEKS account, showing you where assignments are and what you need to do to complete your assignments successfully. To get to ALEKS, you can use the course link in Blackboard, or you can type in the URL www.aleks.com. At the home page, you will need to first access the course. So if you look under the registered users information, you can sign up now. If you've used ALEKS in the past, you can go ahead and just log in using your account information. But if you've never used ALEKS before, go ahead and click Sign Up Now. For this course, we're going to be using ALEKS with a class, so under the K-12 Higher Education. Okay. For our course, DEVM 050 for the summer session, our course code is given here. Please take a moment to write this down so that you will be able to access this course later. Once you've entered the course code, go ahead and click Continue. Okay. You should see the following information under your confirm enrollment. So Developmental Math 050, Summer 2012, Pre-Algebra with Professor Laughlin. Okay. Go ahead and click Continue. Once your confirmation is through, you'll then be taken to a place to enter your access code. If you've already purchased your materials, this should have come in with your book in a little card, and it should be a 20-character code that you're going to enter in the boxes shown here. If you have not purchased your materials, you can purchase your access code online. Okay. When you click that link, you'll be given a couple of different options. So for this course, it is a 12-week course, so you're going to need to at least purchase 12 weeks for your access. You can purchase more than that. I would just keep in mind that this course will only have access to the course materials for the 12 weeks. You'll have access to the other ALEKS materials for however long you've purchased the access code. Okay. I usually recommend to students either the 11-week or the 18-week. You do get a little bit of a trial period, so you could use the 11 weeks, but to be on the safe side, I would recommend the 18 weeks. Okay. Once you click on the one that you want to use, it'll then take you to a payment screen. It'll show you the price and then ask you for your billing information. Once you've entered all of your billing information, you can click Continue, and then it'll confirm your payment. Once your payment's been confirmed, or again, if you've already entered an access code, you'll be taken to a personal information screen. Okay. On this screen, you'll need to enter your name, first and last, email, and student ID. For your name, please make sure that it is exactly the same as it appears in Blackboard. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Please make sure that when you enter your name, it appears exactly as it is in Blackboard. If your student information does not match the Blackboard information, you will not receive your ALEKS grades. These systems need to be able to confirm identities, and the only way to do that is to make sure the names and the ID numbers match up. For the email address, you can use whichever email you're going to check regularly. I probably will not send out any announcements or anything through ALEKS. All of that will be sent through Blackboard. Okay, once you've entered this information, down at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see an ALEKS user agreement. Go ahead and read through this agreement, check the box in the left corner there, and then click Continue. Okay. At this point, they will give you a username and password. Okay. Please write down this information. If you like, you can change your password to something you will remember a little better. Whatever you change it to, please make sure you keep track of it. I will not have access to your passwords, so if you lose it, you will have to contact support. Please be aware that this may cause delays in your access to ALEKS, which could cause you to miss assignments. So please keep track of your username and password. Okay. Once you've confirmed your username and password, click Continue, and then you'll be taken to a registration complete screen and asked to check for the ALEKS plugin. Basically here what they're going to do is look for both Java and Flash and other software in your computer to make sure that you can actually view all of the math symbols and equations that we're going to be using. Once you click Continue, you'll be taken to kind of a download screen, which is going to download the ALEKS applet. If you're using Firefox, you'll see something similar to this. Of course, if you're using Internet Explorer or Chrome, you'll see slightly different boxes. Go ahead and allow this. It'll then ask you to run the application. Go ahead and run it. And then you'll see a screen that looks like this, which is initializing the ALEKS plugin. This should take just a few minutes. It should not take very long for this to download and to run. If it does, go ahead and close out and try it again. Once it's complete, it'll ask you to restart your browsers. You do not need to restart your computer. You just need to restart your browser. Okay. When you restart your browser, go back to the ALEKS homepage and enter your login information under registered users. Once you log in, it'll run the ALEKS applet, make sure all your Java and Flash are updated, and then it'll take you into a tutorial. This tutorial will only pop up the very first time that you log in. Okay. In this tutorial, it'll basically walk you through how to enter answers into ALEKS. Okay, and it'll take you through step by step a couple of different things. If you've used ALEKS before, you'll see a little double arrow down in the lower right corner. You can skip past this tutorial. Okay. For all of you, the very first time you log in, you'll be asked to do an ALEKS assessment. For this course, there's about 30 problems that you're going to need to do. Okay. When you get to this screen, it'll talk a little bit about the assessment, kind of some brief instructions. A couple of things to keep in mind. These instructions are going to be the same for everything you do within ALEKS. Okay. There is no partial credit given. So when you make your answers, write them out on paper and pencil, then input the answer. Check it before you submit, because even if you miss a minus sign or something, you make a small error, if the answer is incorrect at all, the entire problem is wrong. Okay? This initial assessment does not cover everything. So again, there's about 30 problems. For this course, there's almost 200 topics we're going to cover, so everything's not going to be covered in this initial assessment. Some things you may know, some things you may not know. Okay? Please only use materials that are provided through ALEKS, so don't use an outside calculator or graphing capabilities unless it's given to you within ALEKS. Okay. Once you're ready to take this, so again, I would start for the 30 problems, give yourself about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I guarantee it probably will not take many of you that long to do the assessment, but give yourself enough time so that you're not feeling rushed. Okay? When you're ready, go ahead and click Next, and it'll start giving you some problems. Okay? If you reach a problem that you just don't know how to do, go ahead and click I don't know. It's safer than guessing. Okay? If you know how to work the problem, go ahead and work it, and then put in your answer and click Next. Okay. Now I'm going to skip through the assessment. You're not going to have this option, but obviously I don't want to spend an hour on this introduction video. So I'm going to skip through and act like I have just a basic knowledge of pre-algebra. Okay. So as I said, there's about 265 topics in this course. Okay. From my initial assessment, it looks like I got about 128 of them covered. Okay, so once you're done your assessment, you'll see a pie chart very similar to this. The darkened areas are material that you have mastered. Okay, the light colored areas are material that you still need to learn. Okay, and it'll walk you through a pretty quick tutorial just like this. Okay. When you get to a section where there's areas you haven't quite finished and you're ready to work on the next area, when you hover over the pie piece, you'll see some topics underlined or links to those topics. Now again, it's not going to work in all sections. So for example, if I look at this light blue section, when I hover over it, there's nothing for me to work on. But if I go to the other sections, like the dark green or the yellow, there are some things I can work on. If I click on one of those sections, it'll take me to some problems. Okay. Now your grade in ALEKS is based on this pie chart. Okay. And I'll talk a little bit more about the pie chart in just a second. But basically, when you log in, you're going to go to your pie and pick a section that you haven't mastered. It'll take you to something that looks like this, where you're going to want to answer the question. Okay, so let's say I want to answer this one, and I'm going to round off and enter my answer in there. Okay, if I don't know what to do, there's a little explain button where you can get a brief tutorial, and I'm just going to click on that for a second. It'll briefly explain what it is you're looking to do. Okay. Also on that explain section, if there's terminology in there, those are going to be underlined. So for example, quotient, rounding, the digit, all of those are underlined, and it'll take you to a link that'll basically give you a dictionary explanation of what that is mathematically. Okay. Once you've gotten some explain, you can then practice. So it'll take you back to some problems. Now notice the problem is different than the one I had before. You're not always going to get the same problem. So they'll explain something, show you how to work it, and then have you try to apply that knowledge. Okay. So in this case, same thing. Let's say I want to approximate this one. Okay. I'm going to throw in an answer. Don't know if it's right or wrong. It'll tell me right away. So if it's incorrect, it'll ask you to try again. Okay. If it's correct, so let's say I put in that answer. If it's correct, it'll then tell you, good job, you're going to practice it again. You need to be able to get it correct at least 3 times in a row. If you at any point get one wrong, you're going to have to go back and get it 3 times in a row correct. Okay, before it's added to your pie. And all it means when it's added to your pie is when you go back to your pie chart, so I'll go back up there, that section will no longer be listed under the links that you need to work on. Okay, now if you notice, your pie chart looks a little different this time around. When you log into ALEKS after that initial assessment, this is what you're going to see on your pie chart. So you'll still see the dark and the light areas on the pie chart, but you'll also see a dotted line in different sections. Okay? Basically, that dotted line represents the section that you're supposed to be working on or your current objective. Okay? Down at the bottom here, you can see it says your current objective, AL1, so ALEKS Lesson 1. It'll give you the due date. So this one is due June 1st, 2012. It'll tell you how many days you have left to complete it and how many topics you have left to master in there. So if I want to hover over the different sections, I can count all those up wherever there's a dotted line. And when I add those up, I'll see that I have about 10 topics left. Okay. I encourage you to work on your pie chart every day. Usually do your reading, do your practice problems, come into ALEKS and work on your pie chart. If you complete an objective early, it will move you to the next objective. Okay. If you have not finished an objective by the due date, it will go ahead and give you a grade based on the portion of your objective that you've completed. Okay. So I'm going to take a minute and go to the gradebook now. The gradebook in ALEKS only gives you the gradebook for the assignments in ALEKS. So you're not going to find any of your My Math Lab assignments here. You're not going to find any of your Blackboard assignments here. These are just your ALEKS grades. The nice thing about this is you can see all of your due dates and all of your ALEKS lessons. When you come in here, the percentage that you see will be how much of the current objective pie chart you've completed for that particular assignment by that due date. All of your assignments in ALEKS are due by midnight of the day they're due. So for example here, if I'm looking at ALEKS Lesson 1, it is due by midnight on June 1st, 2012. Okay. At that time, it'll go ahead and give you a score based on the percentage that you've completed. Okay. Another useful tool in here is the ALEKS calendar. Okay, and I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. If I look at, say, June, the nice thing about the ALEKS calendar is if I click on any one of the lessons, it'll highlight the days that you have to complete it. So when it's going to be available, when it's due, and all of the days that it's going to be available to you. Okay, now again, if you're working ahead, some of these will be extended for you. So for example, in this case, I'm clicked on ALEKS Lesson 2. If I finish ALEKS Lesson 1 by the 29th, I'm automatically going to have access to ALEKS Lesson 2. Okay. If I have not completed the objective, then I'm only going to have access to it when it's highlighted here. Okay. Another useful tool for you is the ALEKS Review. Okay. This is mostly useful when you're starting to prepare for your exams. Okay, there's two different views that you can see here. One is the objective review, and the other is the ALEKS view. In the objective view, this is nice because then you can look on Blackboard. You can see which objectives you're going to be looking at for your exams. So for example, exam 1 is going to cover ALEKS Lessons 1 and 2. So if I look in here, ALEKS Lesson 1 is already expanded. I can see all of the topics I'm going to need to know for that first exam. I can also expand ALEKS Lesson 2 and see what additional topics I'm going to need to know. Okay, some of them are duplicated. So for example, quotient and remainder problem type 1 and 2 are in both of these. So you'll see some duplication, but you can also see what topics you need to work on. So if there's a particular section you're having trouble with, you can come here, look in that ALEKS lesson, and pull it up. Okay. The other view is the ALEKS view, and this basically breaks it up by topic. So it'll break it up by whole numbers, fractions, real numbers, decimals, and then break it up by the different subtopics. Okay. Again, you can use this for reviewing for your exams. Okay. Okay, that pretty much walks you through all of the different sections for your ALEKS. At this time, you should be able to log in and get started on that initial assessment. Again, the only thing you're going to be graded on here is your completion of your pie charts. So all of your ALEKS lessons, how they're numbered. And the due dates can be found in both the calendar and in the gradebook, as well as in the Blackboard calendar. Okay. If you have questions, please feel free to email me. But at this time, you should be able to get started. Thanks.